Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but exams and uni kinda got me caught up in life and I really didn't get to make another video. But since it has been quite a while, I wanted to make a video about fashion trends into 2025 and especially focus on summer trends. In my opinion, there have been a lot of very interesting trends, I would say, this year that, to be fair, some of them I really liked and some of them really just confused me. But in my opinion, it's again just the same thing as it has been for the last previous years, where we had a lot of micro trends, a lot of smaller trends, and then some bigger trends. But yeah, I mean, let's just jump into the video. So one trend that, as you can obviously see, I really actually quite like is the COS shirt. As you can see, I'm wearing it right now. It's a very high quality ribbed t-shirt that fits really nicely. And I've actually seen quite a lot of creators wearing it as well. I first saw it in, I think, the beginning of April, when a creator, I'm just gonna link him right here, actually wore it for the first time and he posted up with it. And I actually really liked the t-shirt, so I got it for myself in a couple of colors. And to be honest, this is really truly one of my favorite t-shirts of all time because it's just so simple and so chic, and you can dress it down, you can dress it up, you can dress nicely with it, you can dress smart, or you can just do something more casual. I personally like this trend. I think it's actually quite nice. I really like the t-shirts, as I already said, but in general I would say this trend is kind of almost predictable because when you look at your Instagram or Pinterest or whatever, at least my Instagram, a lot of people like this kind of style where you wear something a bit more fitting, which I think is a nice switch from the whole oversized, super baggy fashion trends that we've seen so far. And people like to just dress a bit more nice, a bit more chic, I would say. Now let's talk about the second trend that I've seen. And that one, I don't know if I really like that one. And I think a lot of people have actually talked about it already. I think Drew Joyner, I think that's his name, a really big fashion YouTuber and influencer. I've seen him talk about it as well, and it is flip-flops with jeans. I mean, as you can see, some people can pull it off. I think someone else said it as well. It's more of a, are they hot or do they have style? And I think in this case, it's just the people that wear the stuff, they're just pretty good looking and they kind of can pull off everything. But in general, as I already said, I've seen it quite often. It is a bit hit or miss in my opinion. Sometimes you can pull it off, sometimes you can't. But in my opinion, there are better alternatives, like for example, wearing clogs, like the Boston ones. I know they're a bit like generic, but they still look good. Or just other types of sandals with jeans. But all in all, as a conclusion to this one, do what you want. Is it for me? Not really though. Now let's get to the third trend. And I think this isn't necessarily specific to summer, but it's been kind of a thing, I would say actually in 2024 as well, but I don't think many people talked about it. And it is the performative male as a trend.
It's so loud.
With the book in hand, a matcha latte in the other hand, and a crop t-shirt and this and that. And by the way, we're gonna get to crop t-shirts in a minute as well. In general, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a trend, but it is just something you see a lot of people doing and a lot of people joke about it. And I think it is very funny because there actually are a lot of performative males. I'm just gonna pop up a couple of outfits, and to be honest, if you pay a little bit of attention, you can tell these people don't really care about looking good or about their style, or because they don't wear this stuff because they think it looks cool. They do it because they want to perform for, I guess, the female gaze. And let's be honest, that shit don't work. I mean, it's just not, it don't work, right? And let's be honest, that stuff just doesn't work really. It kind of looks a bit goofy to me personally because you all just look so generic. And don't get me wrong, my style isn't super unique, but at least I don't wear it for the female gaze, you know? Now the fourth trend I would say is actually a bit in a similar direction because it is also, again, very generic, and it is the Labubus. I don't really know when this shit popped up. I mean, accessorizing your bags and your outfits with little figurines or plushies, that's been a thing for a lot of years now. Me personally, I actually always liked this kind of stuff, especially on women when they can accessorize their bags, make it a bit more unique, make it a bit more personal. In general, I actually encourage people to do this kind of stuff, or well, I don't encourage people, but I like to see it on people and on outfits. You can do similar things, for example, on loafers or shoes, where you put those little metal accessories on your penny loafers, for example, or in general, it's kind of the same thing as jewelry, just for your bags and for your accessories. So it's essentially accessories for your accessories, if that makes any sense. Yeah, that's essentially my take on it. They're also fucking hideous to look at. I mean, I don't really know what it's up with, you know? Like, I don't know. Labubus are just a bit weird. They kind of confuse me, to be fair. And I don't really understand why everyone likes them. But I would say Labubus are probably the most trendy thing right now, because people definitely don't buy them because they look good. They buy them because it's a trend and everyone likes them and everyone thinks they're super cool or whatever. But honestly, not for me. Now let's get to the fifth one. And this is these baby t-shirts, or more so super cropped t-shirts. Now, to be fair, I've seen these actually quite a lot, especially also last year. I think that was when it really became a big thing. I don't mind a cropped t-shirt when it's cropped to your waistline or just below, because that's not really cropped, but lots of people call it cropped. But in my opinion, that's like the perfect length for a t-shirt. But when you push that line, when you crop it a little much, and you can almost see your abs and stuff, and it's just like, that's also, in my opinion, a bit part of the performative male trend, or performance male, whatever it was called. Not really me. Like, that's a bit weird to me personally, because it's also kind of like you're begging for attention. But honestly, again, like all of the other trends, do what you want to do, but maybe think about it before you actually go through with it. And again, back to the baby tees. I never was a fan of them. I personally think you kind of look a bit just odd with them, and it doesn't really add anything to your outfits. Now, of course, there are different versions of this. The baby tee that I think of is like a baby blue, obviously, baby blue t-shirt with some kind of print on it, and then the white lines around the collar and the sleeves and so on. That's what I think of when I say baby tees, but maybe there's a different definition for it. I don't really like it. I think it's a bit goofy, to be fair. Now, lastly, I have two bonus trends that I wanted to talk about real quick. First of all is the wired headphones. I personally don't really mind them, and I think wired headphones have always been a thing, but I've seen more and more creators lately wearing them, even though I know those creators have AirPods Max, AirPods Pro, or whatever, and I just know they kind of cut back to the wired version for the style, or for the trend, or for the outfit to look better, but I actually quite like them. I think it adds something to your outfit, and I think a lot of the time, at least in my opinion, for me, it is quite hard to think of new or different ways to accessorize your outfits. For example, you have a very simple outfit. Maybe we can make the outfit all black with loafers or sneakers or whatever, and you kind of are missing something. There's something missing. You don't want to add a bag. You already have your belt, your jewelry like a ring or some kind of chain or whatever, but like something's missing. And I always thought that a pair of wired headphones, especially the Apple headphones, kind of just add something to the outfit. I don't know what it is. I just like the way it looks because it's very chic, it's very minimal. And it also kind of goes back to the Y2K era, which I don't love, but I think it's a cool little homage to that almost. And my second bonus trend is the remover accessories. I don't know if that's just my Instagram and my Pinterest, or if that's like actually a trend, but I've seen a lot of times where people, for example, have that $100, I think it's $100 case, remover case, which honestly they look super clean, but not worth the money, or the remover bag, or anything else remover related, to be honest. I don't know if it's just because people like the way they look, or because it's more of a status symbol and people are just trying to flex. I personally don't mind the trend, but I also don't quite understand it. But that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you have any trends that I missed, put them down in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Peace.